For the finale of the Hankook 24H Series 2016, we've travelled to Brno. It's the second largest city in the Czech Republic at the confluence of the Svitava and Svratka rivers. Its famous landmarks include the Cathedral of Saints Peter and Paul and the vegetable market that dates back to the 13th century. However, we are at the Masaryk circuit, also known as the Automotodrome Brno. Saturday the 15th of October 2016, an historic day for Czech Republic motorsport. For the first time ever, the country will host a 24-hour endurance race.
We are at the Czech Republic for the last round in the 24-hour series, the Hankook 24H EPILOG BRNO. And yeah, we're here at the circuit of Brno. We expect an exciting weekend. We have 26 cars at the start grid. We expect a lot of beautiful battles in the different classes. It's the last round, so a few cars are still battling for the championship, so it will be very exciting.
Estonian team S1 is in its first endurance series race.
Yeah, we are total rookies, but I think we can manage because we have quite good drivers. One of our drivers was in Finnish championship second, the second one was third, and also other three drivers are quite experienced, but only in sprint races.
So what's their aim for their maiden event?
If we see the checkered flag in Sunday at 12 o'clock, we are very happy.
At the last event, Maxim Aronov was in a BMW from the Bears for Racing team, but they're not here in the Czech Republic. Fortunately, Maxim got a seat during free practice in a Seat from NKPP, and then Red Camel Jordans offered him a drive in the race.
Yesterday I drive first time car like this with Team Beskouten. I think car is very interesting, very suitable, easy to drive, and I hope we will finish our race in a nice place.
Scuderia Praha won here last year at Brno, but a crash last time out in Barcelona means they'll defend that victory with a brand new Ferrari.
Yeah, number 11 is back for the first time with 48 GT3. So it's a first time this car here in Creventic. We hope it's gonna be good, clear race. We are struggling a little bit with the power. In the quali we had a bit of deficit to the pole position car, in the speed-wise on the straight.
And just like last year, the team have brought a second car to this home track event.
Our other favorite is Ferrari Challenge, which we improved for endurance racing. To survive 24 hours, it's a bit of different than half an hour of sprint. Ideally, we would like to repeat the result from last year, which was overall win with 11 and class win with the challenge.
The 444 Ferrari qualified first in their SP2 class.
Qualifying was quite nice, quite difficult due to the weather, as it was very cold and not very sure the quality of the track, but was quite nice. Everything went like as was to be.
Another home team also qualified first in their class.
So we got the pole position of our class, SP3. In overall standings, we are standing on a 6th place, so we were pretty happy to achieve this great result.
The Czechs of RTR Project really wanted to show their car's performance to fans and partners in the qualifying session, now being penalised for the race.
For the qualifying, we got a little bit more extra weight because of our speed, but I think it's not the major problem for the race because it's the endurance 24-hour race.
Other class pole sitters are happy too.
Qualification is fine. In our class we are first, and in night qualifying it's fine too, but I'm slower about 1 second than qualify in day, but I mean it's okay.
We got the pole in the 991 class. It was a very tight battle. It was 300ths over, I don't remember the number of the other car, but so it should be a good competitive race for us in the 991 class, and we look forward to it.
Yeah, it was pretty good, to be honest. We qualified, in P1, and it was a great lap. We had a very big gap from P2, so I think we did a really great job all the weekend. Us and the team, was really great feeling after qualifying.
Some of the teams use a different setup for qualifying than they do for the main race.
We are 3 drivers, and we try to make a setup which suit all all three of us. And so for the qualifying, we try to create something a bit more extreme with the setup. But for the race, we try to go a bit, softer, try to be quite relaxed.
So what do they expect for the race?
The race will be different compared to the Barcelona, the last race where the weather was constant, sunshine, 30 degrees. Here it's a little bit tricky because the conditions are changing pretty quickly, especially during the night we're expecting some drops of rain. Yeah, we will see.
Everybody wants to win, but we need to be focused on not make any mistake. And but our target is to win the race, sure.
It's a 24-hour race, so we'll do what we always try to do, is just establish a good pace and stay out of trouble for the entire race.
The field is gearing up for the start. Daniel Schillinger of TTC Racing breaks the formation and heads for the pits. He's had contact in the first warming up lap. His rear quarter panel was bent towards the tyre. The pace car releases the field, who crawl towards the start of the race, waiting for the red lights to go out. As soon as the lights are extinguished, the field accelerates towards the first corner. Peter Cox in the number 11 Ferrari's had a fantastic start and overtakes the pole sitter, the 963 of GRT Grasser Racing Team. Race Control have reviewed the images, and the Scuderia Praha Ferrari has overtaken before the starting line and gets a 10-second time penalty. The 34 Car Collection Team also too quick off the mark from their 11th position. Nobody is waiting to gain positions later on. Rolf Eischen fights to get back to the lead.
Battle with the Ferrari, the first corners, and was all fair, all good. We both gave each other space. But then we decided to step back a little bit. It's a 24-hour race and not a sprint race.
There's an early spin for the 34 Audi from Car Collection Motorsport. And quickly it's clear there's a more serious issue.
The engine broke and oil go out and the car beginning to fire, yes. And the marshals on the track make the fire out. And we are not sure in this moment what is the problem in the engine. Audi takes the engine with home and for check.
The mechanics work for hours on the car, but after careful consideration and discussion with all the team members, it was decided it wasn't safe to continue. In the pits, the 63 Porsche 991 Cup car from MSG Motorsport.
So we had a problem with the voltage of the battery and the belt of the alternator, so we had to stop and the team had to fix it. So we lost about 10 laps, 25 minutes, which is a shame because the car is handling very well. Hopefully we will not have any more problems.
The green flags are out again, and it's Czech team Scuderia Praha who is pushing to extend their lead. But in this case, the green flag doesn't mean a clean track. The striped slippery surface flag is there for a reason, as Thomas Gannon realised when his Honda FK2 Civic made a complete 360. The yellow 113 from the A3 class has joined into the battles in the SP3 class. The Swiss TTC Racing Seat has been lapped again by the two BMWs of GR Motorsport. Their numbers 102 and 103s currently fighting for third position in SP3. The number 911 Porsche doing well after starting from third on the grid.
The Lamborghini decided to make a short pit stop and we are on the second position from this point. And after that I had a good battle with the Ferrari and had the possibility to overtake him in the middle sector, and I did it.
The 63 MSG Motorsport Porsche needs to make up for his 37 minutes in the pits and dives into a gap. Luckily, Thierry de Latre de Bosco is paying attention and swerves his 95 Mark Focus out of trouble. It's the first scheduled pit stops. The 73 Porsche has braking issues.
In the end of the stint, the pedal became longer and soft, and it was getting worse lap by lap, and in the end the pedal was just nearly like falling through and you had no brake power. So that was the point where I said it's getting too dangerous, I have to come to the pits earlier, and that's where the braking problem started for us.
The KTM Crossbow of CCS Racing have had an incredible run, 7 positions gained already. Less lucky the similar machine of Tri Racing, who've come into the pits from third overall.
2 hours after the start of the race we had a drive shaft failure. I was driving in the car,
probably gave the car quite hard time. Was trying to keep up, keep the car in the lead in SP2 class and try to build up some gap. Anyway, still 20 or so hours to go, and let's go for a good result.
Rob Rapang of Dutch team NKPP Racing has a lucky escape in the 125 Seat. Uwe Schmidt of CSS Racing, who's just got into the car, decided to play a game of six-pin bowling with the KTM Crossboard GT4. Daniel Alleman leads the race in the 911 Porsche, but a small mistake and a trip through the gravel slows him down. That gives the advantage to Jiri Pischerik in the number 11 Ferrari.
I don't know what happened, but the Porsche was quite slowly before me and took several laps to catch him. And after that I saw just in the mirrors that he maybe made some mistake or whatever. I don't know what happened to him.
There's a new driver in the Czech team for this event.
Yeah, third car for the season, but it's been difficult to stay in the series. Every team I join, they do a race or two and then they do something else or stop. So really glad to have the drive here with Scuderia Praha, especially as this is the team that won the race last year. You know, it's a great car, great team.
The 73 Porsche of HRT Performance not doing as well.
We had a slight problem with our brakes. The braking power of the car is not what it should be. But you know, the rest of the car is good, and we just had to manage that and try to get a good lap time. So far, so good.
Just on 3 hours, and cars in the pit lane with issues include the 911 class leader MRS GT Racing and the Valek 113 BMW.
We broke on a steering pump, but it's a small problem. Maybe 20-minute change and go now in the track.
Here's how it stands after the first 3 hours. It's all A6 cars in the top three. They're the most powerful class in the series. GRT Grasser Racing Team leads with the 963 Lamborghini. The number 911 Porsche is second. Third is Ferrari number 11. MRS GT Racing were the long-time leader of the 911 Porsche class, but with their 78 car in the pits, they've now dropped to fourth. It's the number 62 that now leads, with a lap over the 96 Porsche in second, 73 in third. In the A3 class, it's the number 146 Bonk BMW that's leading. The 99 Honda from RKC TGM not too far off in second, but then it's 7 laps back to the 113 of Valak Autosport in third. Those standings, though, don't count for anything with 21 hours still to come. The Hankook 24H EPILOG BRNO is held here at the Automotodrome Brno. It's a circuit with challenging characteristics.
It's a beautiful circuit. It's about 4.5 kilometers long. It has a long straight. It has technical curves.
I think all corners are very nice because all corners different and nice. This is very fast the first, and for me the 4 and 5 corners is very nice for me, for my heart.
Drivers are enjoying this circuit.
The track is excellent, very nice, historical track. A lot of races here, a lot of history, very nice, very technical, very wide, so you can take a lot of speed in the corner, so it's very nice for drivers.
Our co-driver Joe Foster wasn't with us last year. He's been with us all season, but this is his first time here, and he seemed to adapt it to it just fine, and he gets out with a big smile every time, so he's enjoying it as well.
I think almost every driver likes the circuit in Brno. It's quite wide track, so it's quite easy to overtake during the race, like Creventic, where so many cars are on the track at the same time.
And there are some extra activities too.
Yeah, the circuit has organized a lot, even also for the kids. They have remote control cars with their own circuit. They have a simulator where they can drive. And there is even a turning car where you can sit in.
But it's on the track that the teams and drivers' championships for the Hankook 24H series will be determined. GR Motorsports has 2 cars in the event. Either one of them can deliver the 2016 driver champion in SP3 class.
We have 3 points more than Bob, and we have make fun together. And Yeah, we make a sprint race, but it is a long race, I know. But we go to each other, and it's okay. It's not a problem.
We had a small issue with the left rear hub, so we lost 3 laps. But we're fighting back. It's now only 2 laps. Everything can happen, but it will be a nice battle until 12 o'clock and afterwards, because we go for the 24-hour.
HRT Performance Team will have a Class Drivers' Championship to brag about at the end of the race. We don't know yet which driver will lift the trophy.
Yeah, so we have the situations in the standings that Stephen and me can become drivers' champion together, and that would really be deserved. And but to become champion together at the 12-hour mark, when we get the points here, we need to be first or second. If we are third or fourth, he will be the champion and I will be second. So that's why we try to push really hard and try to be first or second, so we can celebrate this championship together.
If Stephen Bonus drives slowly during his stints, he can ensure he alone wins the Drivers' Championship in the 911 class.
I want this man to be drivers' champion. He's been a fantastic teammate over the period, and in many ways he should be the drivers' champion, you know, but I'm very old, so there's not too many seasons left in me, so, you know, I take it, of course.
The 206 Audi of LMS Engineering hits the wall, then the 303 Seat of Red Camel Jordans backs into the gravel.
I came out after refueling, and I guess my rear tyres were still a little bit cold. And I turned in and the back came. Normally I like a tail-happy car, but it came just a little bit too much and I spun. I was standing in gravel. We lost about, I think, 3 laps, so that's a pity.
After shaking out some gravel behind the barriers, E4 gets back on track using a small piece of tarmac through the gravel trap and rejoins the race. Still in the pits, the Porsche of MRS GT Racing. The 78 car was leading the 911 class until it came in just before the 3-hour mark.
The previous driver, Charles Espenlaw, reported that the car had some vibration and noise. And they did a visual inspection but couldn't see anything. I got in the car, confirmed that the noise was there. It didn't change very much until very late in my stint. And when noises change in cars, it's usually not a good thing. So the noise changed character a bit. I advised the engineers, and then they were going to bring me in 2 laps, and before we even got in, I could tell that my steering wheel had shifted a bit and that the car was handling difficult. It was hard to keep the car even in a straight line under complete control. So.
Fabian Engel, not fully in control of the 73 Porsche.
Yeah, we got some problems with the braking system, so I felt that I'm a little too fast for this corner, and so the only thing I can do is to hit the barriers or go into the gravel or try to do a downshift, and then the rear spun, and I got no chance to fix it. Yeah.
Tom Onslow Cole is showing good pace in his first race in the number 11 Ferrari. The Scuderia Praha Ferrari has taken the lead, but is still racing the 911 Porsche of Preck at Herbert Motorsport and the 963 Lamborghini of GRT Grasser Racing Team.
It's quite tough. The 3 cars in front are very close together. It will be a hard competition, and we will see how it ends up. I think the driver lineup of all the 3 cars is very good. Now when the night is coming, we will have probably a weather change with rain, so this will mess up everything. So it's gonna be I think gonna be a funny race.
A dark veil is slowly drawn over the circuit, and for the next 13 hours or so, the drivers will have to prove their worth in the night. Maxime Aronav has a good feeling about driving at night.
A little bit difficult to drive at night because no external light, but I think it will be good.
That might have been a little optimistic.
Max, unfortunately, he was blinded by some light and he went off the track and he damaged the rear bumper.
Mark Fried has other issues.
When I'm in car, I have a lot of vibrations in brakes. I say it for a box and they says go, so I go and on brakes in Schwanzova curve, car go up and everything is bad. And right now we repair a car and we hope for continuing race.
It's been a fantastic first 7 hours of racing at Brno with just 2 Code 60s. There's 17 hours of racing to go, but in 5 hours we'll know the champions for the 2016 season. So let's take a look at the order. The top three are just a lap apart. The number 11 Ferrari from Scuderia Praha has taken the lead. The pole-sitting GRT Grasser Racing team are now in second, and the number 911 Porsche from Preckert Herbeth Motorsport are third. The overall top three has three different car brands from three different countries, and the story's the same in the SP2 class, with the French Lorient Porsche leading, the Czech RPT Racing Ferrari in second, and the Belgian VDS Racing Adventures team third with their Mark Focus. After 7 hours of racing, it's very close in the SP3 class. NKPP Racing leading with their Seat, then it's two crossbows, RTR Project second and CSS Racing in third. This is the first ever 24-hour endurance race in the Czech Republic, and so it's a unique opportunity.
Originally it was a 12-hour race, but we got a lot of requests if we can make it a 24-hour race. So that's what we did, and now it's a 24-hour race. It's just 12 hours longer.
You know, 24 hours is 12 more hours, so 12 more hours of fun in my book.
But racing for a full 24 hours comes at a cost.
Obviously, it's a big budget change, and then you need some more drivers for the 24-hour, and I think that affected a lot of teams. It does affect the budget quite a bit, so fortunately we had a little extra budget this year, and we were able to stay for the 24-hour.
There is a possibility to run just 12 hours if you want. But we, of course, decided to run whole the race because we want to win, so we have to run 24 hours.
Oh, why should we stop? We came here for a 24-hour race, so we will finish it. We like it here, and the race stops after 24 hours for us.
We're not sure if we're doing the 24-hour race, so in the moment we said, okay, 12 hours are okay, then we stop, but yeah, things can happen and we continue to the end of the race, but we don't know yet.
We decided to do the whole 24 hours because we are also in the championship of the AMG Customer Sports title, and that's what we needed points for too, and those we get after the 24 hours.
So as we've heard, racing for the full 24 hours is optional. 4 wheels on the car seems somewhat mandatory. The 62 Porsche of MSG Motorsport is creating enough sparks to prove that theory, whilst his teammate Jose Manuel Balbiani reflects on the race in the sister car.
Well, I've been here before, but never drove at night. Well, I drove before GT3 and like 10 years ago, but for the 991 suits really good. And the setup that the team found for the car is really honest with the driver. So maybe it's not the best, but the car never surprised you.
Kim Andrea Hauschild is having trouble keeping the 73 Porsche on track.
We still have some braking problems, but we can deal with it now. So in the moment we're running P2 in class, and yeah, it's looking quite good so far.
Battles on the track and the mechanics battling in the pits. Issues from earlier in the race are being resolved.
The brakes started to get a little bit better, and now I think it's a little bit better, and we can push a little bit through the other competitors. And now I think we are on P2 and try to hold it to the 12-hour mark.
As the track is a little cooler than it was during the daytime hours, expect lap times to come down, but the former race-leading Lamborghini is losing time.
Oh well, it was one of the most difficult stints I had in this car. It was really strange. We don't know what was happening, but we were suddenly 2 seconds off the pace. And yeah, we hope it was concerning of the tires. And yeah, that's it. It's still a long race. A lot can happen, but it will be a hard fight for the win.
Earlier at 5:30 in the afternoon, when it was still light, number 103 was stranded, smoking at the side of the track, causing a code 60.
There was no alarm or signal or everything was good, and yeah, engine blow up in a few seconds. I thought the car was on fire, but it wasn't, so that was good. And yeah, there was a hole in the engine, and now we changed the engine, so I think with 1 hour we can go on track.
At the time, the 103 was fighting for the class championship against their sister car, the 102. So it looks like the 102 has the advantage.
We would have liked a competition on the racetrack rather than a competition in the garage. So it's a little bit painful for them. And well, yeah, well, we are lucky, but that's racing.
the racing continues as we close in on midnight.
I feel honestly really good with the car. We work a lot on the first day on the balance, and we have a car probably not with the best performance that we can have, but really with a good balance and really easy to drive. This is the main important for the endurance race.
And as the clock counts down to the witching hour, the race director walks towards the finish line.
It was original 12-hour race, and we made it a 24-hour race. But the results of the 12-hour race count. So we finish the race now with an orange flag, and we continue for the 24-hour.
Remember, this was originally just a 12-hour race. But during the year, there was an opportunity to extend it to 24 hours, hence a unique situation.
Yes, we made a decision to double the action here, so from 12 hours we changed it to 24 hours. But in the regulations, or for the regulations, it's still a 12-hour race. We can't change it that easy for the championships points. So the champions points are awarded after 12 hours.
And there is the orange flag. It's the end of the season for the 24-hour series powered by Hankook. The race will now continue for the win of this Brno epilogue, but these are the final standings for the championship points. The number 11 Scuderia Praha Ferrari takes the overall win and full championship points for the A6 class as well. GRT Grasser Racing Team is second overall and second in the A6 class. Creventic Herbert Motorsport takes the points for third. It's maximum points for the 99 Honda of RKC TGM in A3, 18 points in the 991 class for the 62 MSG Motorsport car, followed by the 73 HRT Performance Team, 96 Est1 Racing. In SP3, the championship points go to the RTR Project number 224 Crossbow. In SP2, it's the 65 Porsche of Lorient Racing that's first past the orange flag. RPD Racing number 444 is second, BDS Racing Adventures third. The race continues. We're only halfway through the 24 hours. The Hankook 24 Hours Epilogue of Brno is the first ever 24-hour race to be held in the Czech Republic. Originally, the event was just 12 hours, so the championship officially ended at midnight. The SP2 winner Porsche Lorient Racing is the first to pull into the pits after the orange flag has been shown.
We stopped 12 hours because we just do 12 hours, and we finished 5 of the general, and it's enormous for Porsche Lorient Racing. So in the championship, this car is third of the category on the 65. With not running today, it's 2 of the category. Donc for Porsche Lorient Racing, it's an enormous season.
Creventic Herbert Motorsport are very happy after finishing third overall, so why aren't they racing on?
We planned to do here 12 hours, because we needed a point for the championship, and after that we said, okay, that's enough. We stop. And get everything prepared for the next 12 hours of Abu Dhabi, and after that, for sure, the 24 hours of Dubai.
Even though they've finished this race early, they have enjoyed the season.
It was amazing. The whole season was great, and we enjoyed every minute, especially our wins at Zandvoort, Paul Ricard, and Barcelona, and we hope we can go on next year.
Even in teams who continue, it's not always with all the drivers.
I have to say thank you to my teammates because they understand our situation and they prove to be real good team players. So the guys say they will do most of their stints in the second half of the race. So I finished all my stints for the race now. So to make sure I can push, and I have it in my own hands, same as Steven.
So we're into the second half of the Hankook 24-hour epilogue of Brno. Leading the race, the Ferrari number 11. GRT Grasser Racing in their Lamborghini is second, but 2 laps behind.
Well, 11 finished first last year, and in the 12 hours of Brno, and obviously the hopes are to emulate it, to make it 2 in a row.
Andrea Caldarelli is fighting to get a lap back, but the team aren't sure they can challenge the leaders.
The Ferrari can drive at least 10 minutes more than we can with 1 fuel cell. So let's say like this, with about 6 pit stops, then they only have 5. So they gain always after 6 1 pit stop to us. So I think to go for the winning, very, very difficult.
The RT Grasser Racing team are in for a driver change. Adrian Amstut's now aboard the Lamborghini, trying to close the gap to the number 11 Ferrari. The Scuderia Praha car is into the pits as well, getting new brake pads installed. While Jiri Pisarik is getting ready to go racing, the number 963 Lamborghini is back in the pit lane and then into the garage with a transmission problem. William Gannon had to come in early in the 99 Honda Civic. Conditions not good for his health.
We had some tape over some holes on the back window and they'd come off and the exhaust fumes were coming in. So it was starting to make me feel a bit sick and give me a headache. So I had to pit probably 25-30 minutes earlier than I should have done.
Thomas Padovani is back behind the wheel of the 96 Porsche.
It's quite a large track, and the brakings in the night and so on. It's very, very nice, very enjoyable.
It's third position for the Estonian team in the 991 class. They're 4 laps behind second, so still a lot to race for. The 960 Lamborghini is back out again after about an hour in the garage. Chances for the overall win now slipping away. An unscheduled call to the pits for Jose Manuel Balbiani from Argentina.
In my last stint while I was driving, we have a big issue that the repair time will be long enough to say it's better to stop now, and we need to have the car safe for Dubai.
But the team's not finished yet.
The truth is we have 2 cars. The other car is leading the race fair and square since the start of the race, and we have the fingers crossed for car number 62, and we hope to see it on top of the podium.
And it's more problems for the 963 Lamborghini as the car goes back into the garage again.
We had a problem with the water connection, and now they have to fix this as well. Then we also have a problem with the gear shifts, also electronical stuff. So we finished the race for sure. But if there is again a problem, then probably gonna retire.
The chance of victory may be over for the GRT Lamborghini, or the teams have many hours to continue their fights.
Well, the 991 category is quite disputed, as you can see right now, and it's quite tricky. We could see the stint of the fast drivers coming, and they got some issue that's helped us somehow. But yeah, the battle between 991 has been tough.
Yeah, it was amazing. In the night, we go out. I had a really good stint with less traffic, so we were always in the top 3 cars from the speed. So we were going in 2:08. So it was an amazing stint, 1 hour 30. And now in a few minutes, I take my last stint, and we will look how we come.
3/4 of the race completed, dawn on the way. Let's have a look at the standings. Scuderia Praha is looking good for the overall victory. 24 laps the advantage. The Hofer Racing team now in second overall. Third now the SP2 leader, the Scuderia Praha sister car, the 444 of RPD Racing. The A3 class lead has been taken by RKC TGM in their number 99 Honda. They've got a 1 lap lead over the 146 BMW of Bonk Motorsport. Third, Valek Autosport. They've only completed 133 laps. In SP3, RTR Projects have extended their overnight lead. It's now 4 laps over the NKPP Seat in second. It's another 4 laps back to third, CCS Racing in the second crossbow. The 24-hour Endurance Series powered by Hankook is regulated by Dutch KNAF. So what is the KNAF?
KNAF, the KNF, is the Dutch ASN, member of the FIA. And he is responsible for this series because this series has been in the Netherlands as part of the Dutch events totally.
When infractions require penalties, it's not always the race director or the organisers who issue them.
In a normal situation, race control does the standard penalties like speeding in the pit lane, overtaking under yellow, etc. Severe cases like infringements of contacts, etc., or exclusions, the steward has to do that.
When the KNAF officials assess a penalty for a team or driver, this is done differently from normal race directors' decisions.
We have a more stringent rule to follow. We have to hear both drivers, clerk of the course, race director, and other officials. And then afterwards we decide according to the regulations. And we have a lot of options to penalize. We have fines, we have time penalties, we have exclusions. We can give a penalty for the next event, etc. So we have a little bit more options.
There are less than 6 hours of racing left in the first ever Hankook 24H EPILOG BRNO. It's still dark. The first vestiges of light are picking out more contours on the horizon. Dawn is not far away. A brilliant fourth overall and less than a lap to third position, Eric Janis in the KTM crossbow. Even with cars like this, something can go wrong.
We got a problem with the gearbox holder, which drops down to both of drive shafts, which were after broken. So that's why we had to stop and repair it.
True Racing also brought a KTM crossbow to the Brno circuit, and it's doing fine now.
At the moment we are on P3 in the class and overall on P11. I think we still have to go quite a long time and everything can happen, but if we fix the P3 in the class after so many problems, we are quite happy.
Really pulling out the stops at the head of the field is the Czech team Scuderia Praha Ferrari, and it has a staggering 30-lap lead over second place.
I think, the whole season basically we were chasing some sort of clear race without any issues, and it's not done yet. But so far it seems like this could be that one. Jiri, Josef, Peter, and Tom, they done a very good job, and that's the main reason why we are there.
In this event, the TCR class cars have been combined with the SP3s.
We are now on P4 overall, P1 in the SP3 class with a TCR car. That means TCR car is not the fastest in the SP3 class and even not the fastest in this complete field. So we are on P4 after 2 Ferraris and 1 Mercedes. So
NKPP Racing have completed the fewest number of pit stops in the whole field. Indeed, the Czech 444 Ferrari in third position has been to the pit lane over twice as many times as the 125 Seat from the Dutch team.
That's where you gain your time. The less you are in the pit lane, the more seconds you have to you have left on track. So every 60 seconds lost in pit lane is 60 laps, doing 1 second faster lap time on track, what is impossible sometimes.
Rick is back in the pit lane.
We had no communication, and I wanted to come back to tell the guys that the car was okay. Only a small shifting problem, but it seemed to be okay, and maybe some other guys wanted to drive.
So why has he not continued driving?
I have to get to the airport at 12:30, so I have to leave a little bit early.
Another car about to rejoin the race.
That the car is finished and hopefully it's going to be at the moment, so we join the race to finish it.
The 224 back on track, the 243 crossbow back in the pits again.
That's really a race car for endurance races. That's the aim of the car, and we did a lot of engineering for balancing the car, and so it's very quick and you don't have to change any brakes and anything, so it's especially designed for the endurance races. So it's a fast car, but this is a prototype at the end of the day, and we see it today.
Last year's winner of the SP2 class was the Ferrari 458 Challenge of RPD Racing, run by Scuderia Praha. This year, it's leading the class again. Impressively, it's also third overall.
It's quite a bit amazing race. Just keep out of the trouble, and with the exception of few penalties, and they are running and running and running. It's, I think, quite unbelievable position with SP2 to be third overall. It's something incredible.
Rob Rapunga hands over the wheel of the Keith Haring-inspired Seat to Guy Spessem, and we'll take a look at the standings after 21 hours of racing. Just 3 more hours to go. Scuderia Praha have a 33-lap lead to the number 10 Hofer Racing in second position. But as they completed 81 laps in the last 3 hours, they've still got to keep their wits about them. They could still lose that first position. Third overall, the 444 Ferrari of RPD Racing, also leading the SP2 category. VDS Racing Adventures from Belgium have moved up to second in class, whilst the Austrian True Racing team is in third. Sixth overall, and leading the 991 class, MSG Motorsport. They've got a 6-lap lead over newcomers Est1 Racing. They're doing fantastically well, considering their only goal was to get to the checkered flag. Third in the 991 class, MRS GT Racing, number 78. It's the run to the flag now, with just 3 more hours to go in the final race of the 2016 season of the 24-hour series powered by Hankook. In sprint racing, it's all about you. One driver in one car. But for the men and women who contest endurance racing, they need to learn to share their car with other drivers. You have to be a team.
Sometimes you have drivers, they just go for the fastest lap and just looking for themselves, but forget that they have other teammates.
Team managers spend a lot of time and effort making sure drivers approach this race as a team event.
For a driver, it's not necessary to show their possibilities to be the fastest. It's to be constant. And to create this, we make a pre-report, and in this pre-report we have all the data from the previous events, from the tracks, etc. And in this case, we bring the drivers to what we want. We know which driver needs some more time to get the same constant lap times to win this race. You need to be a team.
And drivers seem to be happy with the team they've joined.
It was 2 years ago from Holland with the Supercar Challenge. And my car was, I was a driver in the Porsche. And the Porsche was not good. And the JR had a good car, the BMW, and so I could step in with him.
I come from Australia and I drive in Nürburgring races, 24-hour races, and they see me and go, he's not too bad, and I see them and go, they're good, and of course, you have to pay.
It's the last 3 hours, and it's great to see Keith Kasulke back racing and finishing his last stint for VDS Racing Adventures.
Did some very good laps, getting quicker, but of course a little bit of traffic, you always seem to get it on a good lap. Car is very good, very happy with the car, and quietly my eye is very good too. So that was brilliant.
The team seem to have enjoyed this epilogue in Brno, even if some of them did stop racing in the middle of the night.
This is our only second race in this championship, so we are get to know this championship, maybe to come back and do a full season.
Of course, not all of the teams will get to the finishing line. The number 206 Audi of LMS Engineering in the SP2 class has had to throw in the towel. Steering and braking issues couldn't be fixed. GR Motorsport have their BMW secure in third position in the SP3 class, but just 2 laps away from second, so the team's still fighting to get higher on the podium. Chantal Kroll has had a great 2016 season. What did she think of the Brno race?
I had some difficulties at the beginning. All those really fast turns weren't nice to me, but then I got into it during the night. The night stint was very good, and I got faster, and now the last stint was very nice to drive.
The 99 Honda of RKC TGM team had battled with issues earlier in the race. They had recurring problems with gear selection and solved them when they found it was a loose gearbox mounting. Now the car just ahead of Bonk Motorsport and leading the A3 class.
Well, it's a new car. It ran in Barcelona 4 or 5 weeks ago, not very successfully first time out, a lot of problems, but here this time it's its first major outing. Seems to be running pretty faultlessly. We haven't had much drama so far, a couple of little things, not much. Yeah, other than that, it's a sort of development thing for next year. It's in its early stages, but the car itself seems quite good.
In a field of mixed cars with mixed performance, the rule is that the slower cars stay on the normal racing line. Whilst not the fastest car on the track, the KTM Crossport of True Racing is worth a mention.
That's the unique of the car, which is the look of it. It looks like a Batman mobile. and that's why I think it's one of the gorgeous looking car in the field.
It's the run to the checkered flag. Just minutes to go, and there's drama as the 444 Ferrari makes an unscheduled pit stop. Suspension failure means the team will finish the race in the pit lane. Fortunately, they have a large enough gap not to lose their third position overall. That leaves the number 10 Mercedes of Hofer Racing second, and now, with an even larger 33-lap lead, the number 11 Ferrari of Scuderia Praha. Team members rush to the trackside fences as they're eager to see their car cross the final finish line of the 2016 season of the FIA-approved 24-hour series powered by Hankook here in Brno. And Scuderia Praha winning at Brno, surely a cause for national celebration at this first ever 24-hour endurance race in the Czech Republic. Clearly the team are very happy with the win in front of their home crowd.
Oh, very nice. I just enjoyed it. I didn't push nothing, just circuit around.
Hofer Racing second overall, even though the last stint wasn't at maximum race speed.
It was fun, it was very slow, trying not to break something. Everybody was slow, so just to get the last half hour, but it was really fun, exciting, and I enjoyed it.
Scuderia Praha have won the Brno Epilogue for the second year running. Great joy too for their new driver.
Over the moon to come in and join the team for a one-off race and get a win in a 24-hour is amazing. Yeah, really happy.
The 444 Ferrari of RPD Racing was in the pit lane when the checkered flag fell. They still win the SP2 class and officially classified third overall. The 444 is also a Scuderia Praha run car, so on the podium next to the drivers of Hofer Racing who are second, plenty of room for the local drivers with the 458 Ferrari Challenge car in third and the brand new Ferrari 488 GT3 number 11 winning the first ever 24-hour epilogue of Brno. So here are the class results after 24 hours. In A6, the first two positions mirror the overall, of course. In third position, GRT Grasser's Lamborghini number 963. In SP2, it's RPD Racing number 444, second VDS Racing Adventure, and third True Racing. MSG Motorsport number 62 take the 991 class, with MRS GT Racing second and Est1 Racing in third. The number 125 Seat of NKPP Racing take SP3 ahead of the CCS KTM in second and the JR Motorsport BMW in third. The A3 class victory goes to RKC TJM, Bonk Motorsport second and third Valek Autosport.
After that we had a nice barbecue party with the ceremony for the championship results, but that's for the next episode.
And that next episode will be the full year highlight show. The programme will have a recap of all the races in the 24-hour series powered by Hankook, as well as the races of the Touring Car Endurance series powered by Hankook. We'll have some unseen and exclusive footage from the races, and of course the championship results from all the classes. So we'll leave the Czech Republic with fond memories of this Hankook 24-hour Epilogue Brno. The 24-hour series will start a new season in 2017 in Dubai, the 12th, 13th and 14th of January at the Dubai Autodrome. Endurance racing returns to the Czech Republic next year with the 24-hour Touring Car Endurance Series back at this track for the 2017 Hankook 12-hour Epilogue of Brno.